Jasper Dennis from Submission Radio, standing here with Jake Shields moments after UFC 202, McGregor vs. Diaz. Jake, your initial thoughts on the fight, what did you think?
I mean, it was an amazing fight, first off. It was one of the best fights I've seen in a while. Secondly, I thought Diaz pulled out a close decision. I need to go home and rewatch it on TV. My initial thing, I thought it was close, but I thought Diaz pulled it out. But, when a fight's that close, there's not too much you can do.
Were you surprised about the initial parts of the fight where it looked like he got hurt by McGregor? And did you get a chance to sort of have a chat with him, or when you were in the corner to see how hurt he was at the beginning of that fight?
I wasn't really surprised. I mean, McGregor's an amazing fighter. He's one of the best out there. We expected a war in these fights. One of them will go finish the other guy quick. One of them, it could be a 5-round war. We don't really know what's going to happen, so we're prepared for everything. There's some issues during camp, but it is what it is. That always happens. So hopefully next time we'll prepare a lot better.
And you can't let us know what those issues were. It's a private thing.
I know, just some health issues. I don't want to make excuses for anything, but it's not that uncommon for guys to be a little injured during camp, so they make excuses. But wasn't able to grapple very much, so it made it a little tough. But it was still, Conor came out and fought great tonight. Nate came out and fought great tonight. I thought they both did well, and it was a very entertaining fight to watch.
Let me ask you, you're in the corner, you see your fighter sort of hurt at the start. How do you handle it? What did you say to Nate? What was going through your mind? Because there was a big fight still left.
I mean, luckily we know Nate's really tough. I mean, you tough it out. I mean, obviously you get a little nervous when you see that, but you're like, Nate's the guy that's going to keep fighting. So unless Conor actually really puts him unconscious, he's going to keep coming.
Could I ask you, in the past, Nate Diaz, he has taken some time off when, obviously, both Diaz brothers haven't liked certain decisions. Do you think there's any chance that happens, or do you think Nate will stick around and, have more fights soon, rather than later?
I think it depends on who he's fighting. Nate's looking for the big money paydays right now. Luckily he's made some money with these fights, and he just wants to fight the fights that make him money and make sense. I mean, obviously everyone's talking about the possible Conor-Nate 3.
Let's talk about, it was a close fight, but let's talk about that 5th round. A lot of people believe with Diaz getting that takedown, he sort of finished off the fight in a dominant place.
Yeah.
How sure were you after that fight that he won it?
I wasn't very sure. I thought he'd won a close fight, but I think a couple of those rounds were pretty close. I think Diaz dominated a couple of the rounds more than Conor dominated them. So I feel like if from a whole fight standpoint, Diaz definitely wins. But when you start adding each round up, it gets pretty tricky.
I don't know if you sort of have any immediate thoughts or reactions because the fight just happened, but do you remember the second round? Obviously at the start, Nate Diaz did get dropped, but in the end, he really did come back and rally. I know you're no judge, but how do you score a round like that?
I think that is the controversial round. Number 2, I think it's very clear. The other rounds, they are clear cut. That's the round in my mind that I was a little questioning, and I thought Nate came and pulled it out at the end. But I want to go home and rewatch it, and you can't really say robbery when fights are this close. Like I said, I felt he may have won, but when you have a close fight, what are you going to do? I was definitely telling Nate in the 5th round, hey, try to finish this if you can. Obviously you have to win this round, but let's look for the finish too.
Adam beat Chris, but Nate lost to McGregor. Is this a rivalry between Team Diaz and Team McGregor over now, or do you guys still feel like there's something there?
Who knows? I think there's a little rivalry still. Those guys, I think there'll be a little rivalry for a while. There's a few of those guys. I wouldn't mind fighting any of the guys on my weight.
All right, well, Jake, so thank you so much for your time. Really sorry about the loss, and hopefully you guys are able to have an okay night here in Vegas.
Yeah, great, man. Thanks a lot, guys.